What's up, everyone? My name is Colby, or as I'm better known as on Twitch, Instagram, and here on YouTube, Serial Killer 02. And in today's video, I show you how to put together the Black Orcs, the Thunder Valley Greenskins from the new Blood Bowl 2-player starter set. And these models were a little bit tough to put together, actually, but I got them done. The video's not the greatest quality just because the green, it's really hard to get the green color just right on camera. So some of it might be a little bit hard to see, but I apologize for that. But I wanted to go ahead and shoot the video for you, get it out there. That way you had it. It's taken me way too long to get the videos out, and I apologize for that. So I'm trying to do better with that. With that being said, if this is your first time checking out the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. That way you know whenever I have new videos come out. I'm going to be doing a couple of more videos. I am going to put the Ogre and the Troll together. I will also be doing the biased referees. I have the Nagaroth Nightmares team that I'm going to put together, as well as the Necromantic Horrors. So I have a lot more videos to come, and I will probably end up getting more Blood Bowl teams, and I will put those together on stream as well. I've got some other things that I will put together on stream too. But with that being said, that's enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and get into the video. So here is how to put together the Black Orcs from the Blood Bowl 2-player starter set. And to start this video, we will go ahead and take a look at the tools that we will be using to put the models together. First off, we have our sprue clippers, and that is obviously what we are going to use to take the pieces off of the sprues. Then here we have a mold line remover, and this is honestly one of the best tools I think you can have in your toolkit. It's not sharp at all, so you don't have to worry about cutting yourself, and it really helps to get all of the mold lines and extra pieces off of the models. So that is something I highly recommend if you do not have one. Then we have the super glue, and I always try to use the gel control. It doesn't run like regular super glue does. It stays in place really well. And then we also have files. I use the Army Painter files. They are fantastic, and they're really not too expensive either. But those are the tools that we will be using today to put the models together. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the instructions and see what we need to take off the sprues first. Taking a quick look here at the instructions, you will see these little shield symbols in the top left corners of the little boxes. That shows that there are two different heads, and some of them have two different arms that you can put onto the models. And so with mine, I usually like putting the models together to where each one is a little different if I can. So what I'm going to do is do each model different whenever I see these boxes. So I will let you know that I'm going to be doing each one differently. And it looks like, honestly, in each of these, every model can be different. So each model, I'm going to show you both ways of putting the face on. That way, if you end up liking one over the other, you can do both of them that way, or just kind of set it up in the way you want. But this way, I will be able to show you what each one looks like with each different face. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the first one we're going to put together, and that is going to be the Black Orc number 1. So it looks like for this model, we are going to need pieces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the two faces are going to be 6, 7, and 8, and 9. So go ahead and cut out 1 through 9, and we will go ahead and put those together. Before we start cutting out the pieces, I want to show that both of the sprues are going to be the exact same. So I have set it up to where the tokens are down here on the bottom left-hand side. That way it makes it a little bit easier to find all of the pieces. And so starting off, again, we need numbers 1 through 9. So go ahead and cut those off, and we will go ahead and put the model together. And once you have all of those cut out, what I did, I went ahead and cut out both of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then I cut out 6 and 7, one of 6 and 7, and one of 8 and 9. Because the heads are obviously, you're not going to use 4 heads for 2 models. So I cut out 6 and 7 and 8 and 9, one of each of those to put it together. So to start with, go ahead and take pieces 1 and 2, and this is going to be the left foot. So go ahead and dry fit that and then glue that together, as well as the top piece, the front of the body. So go ahead, dry fit that as well, and then glue those 3 pieces together on both models, and we will move on to the next piece. And with that being done, we have the torso and legs done for the Black Orc number 1. Now let's go ahead and take the arms. So you will take the left arm, and this part of the shield is actually going to go on the back of this shield. So it's just going to fit together just like that. And then the right arm actually just fits in here just like that. So the shoulder piece on this arm slides up under the armor. So go ahead and glue those 2 pieces together on both of the models, and then we will work on the faces. Now for the different heads, we will go ahead and start with numbers 6 and 7. So you will take the head, and then you take the face mask piece, and as you can see on top of the head, there is a little piece extruding from the top, and that will just fit together right there. And so whenever you get that dry fit the way you want it, go ahead and glue that down. The best place to do that is going to be right on the tusks. So just go ahead, and once you get that fit the way you want it to sit, take it back off and put some glue on it and put it together. With that head put together, we can go ahead and look at 8 and 9. So this one's going to be just a little bit different. The tusks are actually going to go at the top, and they sit right there in front of the ears. So go ahead and get those set the way you want it and glue it together, and then we will put the heads on the Black Orc 1. Now that both of those heads are put together, you will just put them onto the neck in the same way. They're going to be facing towards the left. So go ahead and just fit those on there and glue them together, and we will have these done. With the heads on the models, we can go ahead and base them. So this one's going to be pretty easy. Just make sure you have the hole at the front of the base, and then these will just sit pretty easily on top of the base. So go ahead and glue both of those on, and then we will be done with this model. And our first set of models are done. So with those based, we can go ahead and move on to the next model. As you can tell, this one is going to need a couple of pieces. It looks like you can also have 2 different heads, so I will be doing that. So you will cut 1 of 15 and then 16 and 17 if you want to have the Black Orc 2 have 2 different heads. So it looks like we're going to need 2 of model 10 or piece 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And then depending on which face you want, cut those out as well, and that's going to be 15 and 16 and 17. Once you have all those pieces cut out and laid out, go ahead and grab the piece that is pretty much the full body, and then grab the chest piece, and it goes on a little different. So it's actually going to set onto the model where the armor and the headpiece are actually cocked to the side. so the armor will fit together just like that. So it should look like this, where this little piece of fabric that is tied off right here is actually going across the shoulder. So go ahead and once you have that together, glue it, and we will move on to the next piece. Once you have the chest piece on, go ahead and take the leg, and it is just going to fit on the model just like that. So it fits in there pretty easily. So once you have that set and you have dry fit it, go ahead and glue it together, and then we will move on to the hand. Now that we have the foot on, let's take a look at the hand. The hand is a little different than what we have seen so far. It actually doesn't have a place that it fits pretty easily in. So you have to try to line it up to where the breaks and the muscles actually go with the hand. So the way I'm doing it is I'm having the thumb knuckle just being kind of centered with the belt buckle here. As you can see on your own model, there's a little groove that kind of fits in there. So once you find that, go ahead and glue it together, and then we will move on to the shoulder armor. So with the hand put on, we can go ahead and get the shoulder armor, and this one's pretty easy. It actually just fits right on top. So go ahead and glue that down, and then we will work on the heads. With the shoulder pads put on, we can now work on the faces. So as you can tell, if you use the face that has two pieces, which is 16 and 17, you're going to have to put it together. And so we will go ahead and glue this head together. As you can tell, the jawline right here is going to line up with the base jawline on the bottom piece of the model. So go ahead and glue that on, and then we will put the heads together. With the heads together, if you will look on the back of it, you can see that there is a hole there, and that is just going to fit right on top, just like that. And the same will go with the head that we put together. Just go ahead and glue that there, and then we will base this and be done with this model. Now with these models together, you can go ahead and just base them. Remember to keep the hole in the front, and these are going to fit just a little bit more. They're going to take up a lot more room. So just be careful when you're trying to figure out where to put them on the base, and once you have it where you like it, go ahead and glue it down. Just make sure you leave enough room for the football to fit on the base. With those based, we can go ahead and move on to the Black Orcs 3. For the Black Orc 3. And this one's going to be just a little bit easier than the other ones were. There's not as many pieces to it. As you can tell, you're going to need pieces 18, 19, and 20, and that is all you need for the body. Then there is piece 6, which was used for the first Black Orcs, if you are doing two different faces. So you'll need 6 and 22, and you'll also need 21. But for the body, go ahead and cut out 18, 19, and 20, and then cut the heads out that you want to put on it. Once you have all those pieces cut out and cleaned, you will go ahead and grab the two pieces of the body. So grab those and just fit it together. As you can tell, there is going to be a little bit of the skin showing here, and that is just going to fit right under the buckle. So go ahead and glue that together, and then we will put the shoulder pads on. Once you have those glued together, this is going to be pretty easy, kind of like the last shoulder piece we put on. It is just going to slide right on top. So go ahead and glue that on, and then we will move on to the heads. Once you have that arm and shoulder pad on, let's go ahead and take a look at the face that you're going to have to put together. It's going to be just like the one we did on the first model. This mask is going to just go over the face, and then at the top where those little grooves were, raised areas, you're just going to glue the mask to the front. Best place to glue it is going to be right down here at the bottom around the tusks. So go ahead and glue that together, and then we can put the heads on. With the head put together, we can go ahead and put it onto the body. So again, you're going to see holes in the back of the head, and just go ahead and glue it onto the neck, and same with the other head as well. And so once you have those glued on, go ahead and base them, and then we will move on to the next model. And with those based, all of the orcs are done. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the goblins that we are going to be working with. So let me move these out of the way, and then we can look at what we are going to need for the first set of goblins. Now, as you can tell, there is a lot going on this model, but it ends up being to where you can have two different fists or hands holding something, or just a fist, and there's two different heads. So what I'm going to do is I will end up cutting off 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. And so I will cut off one of each of 29, 30, 31, and 32. But you will still need 26, 27, and 28. You're going to need two of those. So go ahead and cut off the pieces that you're going to need, and we will put it together. Once all of those are cut out and cleaned up, this is going to be pretty easy to put together because all of the pieces actually go together in the same way, even though the hands and the face are a little different. So if you take these two pieces, you're going to take the front chest plate and then the back of the body, and it will just slide in just like that. So just go ahead and dry fit that and glue it together, and we will move on to the next piece. Once you have those pieces glued together, you will take the shield, and you will see that there is a little dent in the armor. That is going to face the outside, and this will just go on top of his shoulder on his right arm. So go ahead and glue that down on both of the models, and we will start working on the arms and head. And now taking a look at the arms, both of these are going to go in the same way. So you are going to have it to where the arm is actually holding this bug out. So it's going to fit in the groove to where it's kind of sitting out just like that. So go ahead and glue that one, and then same goes for him holding his fist out. It's going to actually sit in the model to where his fist is kind of out towards everybody. So it's going to be just like that. So go ahead and get those set and dry fit them, and then glue it together, and we will put the heads on. After that, the last few things we have to do for the model is put the head on and go ahead and base them. So the head is kind of the same way. You're going to see a little groove in the back, and then you just have to put the head on the model. So go ahead and just glue that on, and then go ahead and base it as well, and we will move on to the next model. Now with those done, we can go ahead and move on to the next goblins, and these goblins are going to be pretty easy to put together. There really is not a lot of pieces to them. So as you can see here, let me get the light. As you can see here, we only need pieces 33 and 34, and then the two different heads are 35 and 36. So you're going to need to cut 2 of 33, 2 of 34, and then 1 of 35 and 36 if you want it to have different heads. So go ahead and cut those and clean them up, and we will glue it together. As you can tell, there's not a lot of pieces to this model. So if you look at the back of the arm here, there's going to be a little groove, and that is the same with the arm piece right here. There's going to be a groove, and it's going to fit to where the hand is facing down. So it's easiest to look on the back of the model and then put the hand on there, or the arm on there, that way. So once you have that, my opinion is go ahead and put glue on the arm itself, and then you can just kind of work it into where it's supposed to be and then hold it for a second, and it should hold it together. And with those based, you can go ahead and move those out of the way. And then this last one is really simple. So it is just going to be getting numbers 23. So you need 2 of 23, and then if you want 2 different heads, do 24 and 25. And we will put those together and base it, and we will be done. And with this last model, it is very simple. So you're just going to take the head, and it will fit right on top, and make sure that the wrist fits on the glove, and then glue that together and do that on both of those models, and go ahead and base them. And with that being done, we can go ahead and go back up top and finish up the video. And there you have it. That is the Black Orcs team from the Blood Bowl 2-player starter set. These models were a little bit harder to put together. I apologize that it wasn't really easy to see what was going on. This green is a little bit harder to get on camera, but hopefully it was good enough for you to be able to put the models together. And so if it was, again, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. Also wanted to let you know that if you are looking for a mini painting and board gaming group on Facebook, I actually run a group called Mini Painters United Worldwide. And the group is about 2,000 strong, and there's a lot of great painters in there. There's even some people that you probably know in there, some board game developers and some professional painters, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, with that being said, I will have a link for the group in the description below. And besides that, thank you so much for checking out the video. Who are your favorite Blood Bowl teams? Me and my wife are just getting into this game, so I'm kind of interested to see what you all think and what your favorite teams are. But yeah, until next time, thank you so much. Happy painting and happy gaming. Bye-bye, everybody.